Are we live? We live. Okay, cool. We live. My phone was tripping. What's up, y'all? What up, y'all? Oh, they did some updates over here. They done did some updates to the YouTube on the phone. Okay. So while I learn these updates on the fly with y'all, while I learn these updates with y'all, you see, say, how do I save your channel? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm over here playing these new updates, these new gadgets and gadgets I just seen. Here's updates. It's allowing me to highlight. Okay. So yeah. What's up, Aaron Wilson? What's up, Dre Day? What's up, everybody? We gonna talk about some Ada Heart shit going on today. Well, not over the weekend. Thank y'all. I ain't been with y'all live on YouTube since Thursday. I did an incense and ashtrays on Friday. A lot of y'all been wanting to do incense and ashtrays. I did an incense, for those of you out there who be asking me where incense and ashtrays is, I did it this past Friday, and I have nobody up in that bitch. But salute to the people that was there on Twitter Space, the people that was there on Instagram, and the other platforms. But if you want to know why I don't do incense and ashtrays consistently, because you niggas don't really fuck with it like that. That's just the truth. But I still did it because this past Friday we dedicated it to George Clinton. George Clinton got his star on the Walk of Fame, so I must start off by talking about that. And if you want to listen to that episode of Incense and Ashtrays, it's up on my Patreon. I'm dedicating 2024. I'm dedicating more time to my Patreon. I am dedicating more time to my Patreon. So if you're on that masterclass level, you'll get some of my classes a few days later. But if you're in, I'll do some unique stuff for you guys. But the other two levels, my Twitter Spaces that I play music, my music-based stuff, is going to be over there. Incense and Ashtrays is just overall, the free side of Incense and Ashtrays overall is a waste of time. But if you do follow Mixcloud and Incense and Ashtrays, if you are into the music, I will be playing my music shows live for free. If you're part of Mixcloud, you can join in on some of the live Incense and Ashtrays music breakdowns. But they'll be put up over on Patreon, so my people on Patreon can enjoy them. Oh yeah, that Ice Cube Mixcloud, yeah, that was a shit. Yeah, I'm gonna start putting a lot of my Mixcloud stuff back on over there on Patreon. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. And the live music breakdowns, I appreciate the consistent 7 that I get. T Dynamite, Starberry be coming through, Quan be coming through. The other ones I know y'all screen names, but I don't know y'all YouTube names. So forgive me. I think that's Evan. Evan be over there. So if you be over on Mixcloud and I missed you, I'm sorry, but I don't know. I'm dyslexic. I get confused between y'all YouTube names and y'all Mixcloud names, but yeah, we did that. And then after I did that live, I did a Twitter Space where I talked about a lot of stuff going on in the world of the Black First Space and a lot of the bullshit going on over here. I put that up on YouTube initially, But I know it's gonna be a whole bunch of hoe ass niggas doing a bunch of hoe ass shit. So taking it way out of context what I said. So that's over on Patreon too, if you want to hear what I had to say about what's going on in a lot of our quote unquote black first spaces. All right, that's over on my Patreon also. But we gonna talk about today some LA shit and some overall shit. I'm gonna play some highlights. Did Nipsey get set up? Now I'm gonna start off by saying this. Everybody got their own opinions. Well, before I get to Nipsey, just as a follow-up of what I did put up on my Twitter space last week, because a lot of you niggas that are watching anonymously, it's just I notice on Twitter right now, it's a lot of weirdo shit going on, and this channel is not a place for weirdo behavior. So if you come here looking for weirdo behavior and weirdo conversations, this ain't the space, all right? Oh yeah, me, Larry, and Slink, I think we're gonna do the first one on a Twitter space. You said I'm buffering? All right. If I'm buffering, then I'm gonna go to the other side of my house that's closer to my Wi-Fi. If I'm buffering, let me get closer to the Wi-Fi. Hold on. Appreciate that, Markeith. But he said low key. Okay. Well, I don't be buffering at all if I can avoid it. So I'm gonna come to the backside that's closer to my Wi-Fi. I have a weird ass apartment. Like this particular unit is something that I have in my storage that's fucking up my. They say it's some kind of material I may have down there in my storage unit that's fucking up the Wi-Fi. Because I done had Spectrum come out, DirecTV, internet. I done had all these motherfuckers come out and they like, there's some weirdo shit going on. I tried to, trust me, I'll try to get this fixed. Verizon put in a new 5G box over here. That shit ain't working. It's just a dead spot. For y'all who are old school listeners of mine, remember when I first started these live Q&As, it was from my garage down there. And the reason why I was doing it from my garage, because that shit was convenient. Those Q&As, press the number one if you were part of the live Q&As from the garage. Press the number one if you were part of those. Those used to be cool. But my Wi-Fi started getting fucked up in there. And I think my handyman I have that works on my buildings, what they told me at Verizon and at Spectrum, they were like, it's some kind of metal or some shit in there that's just fucking up your Wi-Fi. Yeah, y'all were there. Yeah, they said it was just something in that storage I have, or maybe one of my tenants had something in one of my garage. I don't know, but it's something in there that they were like, yeah, we don't know. This shit's weird. So I have dead spots in my old apartment. That shit worked perfect. Anyway, did I enjoy all the rain we had today? Yeah, the rain was cool, but I got sick as fuck over the weekend. Y'all don't understand. After I did that live in that Twitter space, after I did that, nigga, I got sick as fuck. I got off that Twitter space and passed out, nigga. And I got sick all night Friday night, sick all day Saturday. I mean, sick. Like, I wasn't throwing up, but you know when you can't get warm, I was taking hot-only showers every 2 hours just so I could warm up. And then Sunday, I was for the most part good again. I was better than Monday. My energy was low, but I was good. Then I got on stage last night and ripped that motherfucker. I got on stage last night to have fun. I tore them niggas up on stage last night. Then I went to the Improv last night. After that, I saw my man David Lucas, Corey, Boo. I love when Boo was up there at the Joe Circle. This nigga Boo Capone told somebody, this nigga Boo Capone told this one East African dude, he looked like he got raped in Monopoly prison. Cause the dude had some funny looking jeans on. No, he said Boo's like, you got raped in Monopoly prison. in Monopoly jail. That's what he said, Monopoly jail. Y'all know how Boo Capone talk. That nigga got raped in Monopoly jail. Nigga, I laughed so goddamn. I've been laughing all night and all day at that one. Cause if you saw the dude's pants, you'd have been like, come on. Come on. I called that nigga Boo Capone. I said that nigga looked like Benzino last night. But yeah, God Body Huru, that's what we're getting ready to talk about. We at the 10-minute mark. Let me hit the highlight. Let me see if this highlight thing work. All right, let's go. All right. So, this we're getting ready to talk about. In this 8 of Hearts here, did I not tell you guys people will be exposed? This is exposure like no other. And exposure is coming in many forms. Exposure is coming in people fumbling the ball and exposing themselves. Yeah, Boo does need a podcast. I'm gonna bring Boo on here. I'm invited. We gonna do a show. I'm gonna interview Boo pretty soon. But I've been telling y'all, this is the age of exposure. And exposure is going to come in many forms. Some people are going to stumble and expose themselves. Some are going to be exposed by others. You know, some people who usually do the exposing, like a Tasha K, they're being exposed. You're seeing so many angles of exposure. We're seeing that whole anti-woke movement that Ron DeSantis been pushing. And Vivek Ramsey, we seeing that shit is exposed for a whole bunch of nonsense because you see how quick they dropped out the presidential race. We seeing people in media, all forms of media, even internet media, be exposed. You're seeing the sports world, Stephen A. Smith. You see a fool like Jason Whitlock. I just went on a whole tangent about in Cincinnati. Quan, you just missed it. But we're seeing all this stuff get exposed, man, from all kinds of different angles. And we're not even at the end of the month. We're not even at the end of the month. And we're seeing so much exposure happen. We see, who else? Oh, yeah, you saw, now it's coming out that Stephen A. Smith, he's been lying to us the last 20 years, saying that he's been playing college basketball. Come to find out he didn't play, allegedly. So now it's time for the gangster snitches to get exposed. The gangster snitches. Did we not talk about this shit? Didn't last year? Go look it up. I did a show on this channel about 2 months ago on the gangster snitches about how this shit needs to end. My thing was, I said in 2024, this wasn't me reading no cards. This is just what I want out of life. I want all of this people snitching and talking about the 90s and all this gangster behavior to just stop. Black folks, we own the bigger and better things. The 90s gangster, 2000s gangster, tough guy shit. You guys ain't doing shit to help us against these white folks. And y'all going to white folks telling all of our goddamn stories. So the story of this week is, and I'm gonna get it back in the house and play. I got some of the videos saved on my computer in the house, so I'm puffing on my blunt right now. When I've sufficiently puffed, I'm gonna get back in the house and I'm gonna play examples of what we're talking about, and then I'm gonna come back out here and puff some more. But my wife's home. I don't smoke when she's home. Gotta keep the marriage sane, you dig? Mm-hmm. Now when she not home, I be, But she home. And I gave her my illness. She in there sick than a motherfucker right now, the way I was over the weekend. So, but that's another topic. When I've had enough blunt, we gonna go in there and we gonna play some of the video. Well, for right now, before I'm done smoking, you're gonna take we gonna talk about it. I'm gonna set it up before we get in there. By the time it's time for you to watch the video, it's gonna be right on time for me to walk in. I does this. So, Wack 100 is a manager, alleged gang member out of Pomona, Southern California. He manages acts like The Game and a few other acts here in Southern California. And he has a show that he does with this white dude named Adam 22 called No Jumper. If you haven't heard of it before, I wouldn't blame you. It's not worth watching. I only watch segments enough to bring you guys news and information. I don't subscribe to that shit, don't follow it. But you know, there are certain topics I tend to follow. And that's right, Jester Don, roll up. Yeah, Pacoima. I said Pomona, Pacoima. That's way up north. So anyway, Adam 16, fucking the little ass girls, allegedly, pedo shit, allegedly. I don't necessarily have much respect for these platforms because they make a lot of money off black suffering. And I think Wack 100 is a savvy enough businessman to not need a white man to go talk to. And I say that with all respect. I don't like how Wack 100 gets down. But at the end of the day, he's obviously a genius. He's smart. He's good at putting his name out there, which is the reason why I conclude Wack don't need no motherfucking Adam 22. And I'm going to do another show on that probably later on this week about how you see with Shannon Sharp, he didn't need Skip Bayless. You see the numbers. You see with Stephen A. Smith, he didn't need Skip Bayless, but look at Skip Bayless. He ain't doing shit without them niggas. We don't need them, black folks. But the frequency that Wack 100 deals in is a very low frequency. It's an extremely low frequency. So you cannot always expect the highest outcome from low frequency thinking kind of cats like that. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, the world needs all kinds, high and low. I'm not here to berate him or judge him. His frequency is his frequency. Dwann's frequency is Dwann's frequency. He don't need to change. I don't need to change. But we could have conversations about these kind of topics. Because at the end of the day, I'm from South Central LA. I used to run across Nipsey Hussle on Slauson and Overhill at Simply Wholesome, at Puerto Nuevo, at Sashi Teriyaki House, at Jordan's when it was open. He used to sell his albums, his CDs on the corner of Slauson and Overhill, Stocker and La Brea. I used to see him going down Crenshaw and Slauson. I used to have to cross Crenshaw and Slauson 6-7 times a day. I'm always at that Woody's barbecue over there, right next to the Marathon store. So the goings on and dealings with Nipsey Hussle, they mean something to me, okay? So if someone is saying, Dwann, why are you talking about this? Nipsey meant something to me. He did. I didn't know him. I had friends that knew him. I had people I was hella cool with that could call him. I got people in the chat room right now that I don't know if they're in the chat room now, but regular listeners of mine who I know personally, they can call. When Nipsey is live, they can call him directly. They could call Black Sam right now. People I know, I don't know neither of them. My biggest interactions with Nipsey would just be seeing him in passing, because I would buy a CD, and then the next time he would see me, he'd be like, I got something. I'd be like, yo, bro, I already got your last CD, and he'd be like, oh yeah, that's what's up. That was the most of my interactions with Nipsey. And to tell you the truth, his sound wasn't even my favorite. There were a couple CDs I bought that I never listened to. But I would see this man on the corner selling CDs off and on, and the name stood out to me. Nipsey Russell. Nipsey Russell was a 10 man in The Wiz, you know? Go look up Nipsey Russell. Funny comedian. And look how dope of an acting job he did in the Wiz. So the name Nipsey Hussle stood out to me. I would see he would have a sign up saying New Nipsey Hussle, and he would have niggas standing on all the different corners. I'm gonna show you. Let me go inside. He would have people standing on all the different corners, Slauson, Overhill, La Brea, and Stocker, selling his shit. And so these are fond memories of pre-gentrification, being born and raised in South Central LA. Nipsey brings back a time for me. I could be in LA around my people and not see none of them people. You know what I mean? I grew up in LA where the gangsters and the squares had a mutual respect. I was a square. He was a gangster. Niggas like me that stayed in the square space, we was good. I got nothing but respect from the gangsters. Because I wasn't trying to be them. I was being DwannBrown. That was the rules of South Central LA. Be yourself. And if you're yourself, people respect you. That's the time that Nipsey Hussle represents to me as a man. Nipsey know that he represents that to me. So hold on, I'm at my computer now. So that's what Nipsey represents, you know? And so I'm always gonna talk about Nipsey, you know, when news comes up about him. And so Nipsey, let me see. Why am I holding my phone? I got my laptop right here. I'm putting everything on my computer right now. Nipsey used to always, you know, he was just always around. If you were from LA, you saw Nipsey. Well, my part of LA. So if you go back on the same YouTube channel, about 2 years ago, I did a full breakdown on the LAPD and their role in the murder of Nipsey and how it looked like a big ass cover up that was going on. I did about 2 years ago. If you just Google me and Nipsey, you'll see a few videos to where I went into real deep detail around the murder of Nipsey. I'm gonna start off by saying that even though we're talking about these so-called gangsters, I'm of the opinion them folks killed Nipsey. And if you need to know what them folks mean, then yeah. You should know what I mean when I say them folks. Hold on. It's hard for me to do this on the laptop. See, if I was on my home, I ain't got my mouse. Here we go. Yeah, no, right here. So right here, Stocker Trail. So this is where I would see Nipsey a lot, right here. And then here you go. Let me turn it back around. Here we go. I would see Nipsey a lot right up here on this corner. Because I will walk, that's Windsor Hills Elementary right there. And I will walk and I will hoop. I used to hoop right over there. Nipsey be right here on this corner. He'd be on one of these corners selling. See, you got white people over there now. This is where black folks live in LA, South Central. These kind of views we had in South Central. View Park. That's the trail my mama used to walk down when I was a kid. Up here, you would see Nipsey. Well, not in this part. It didn't look like it didn't look like that yet. It didn't look like that back then. It wasn't like that back then. Back then, it was not that fucking beautiful. They just fixed it like that up after gentrification. But he'd be right here selling CDs, or he'd be right here. Or he'd be right here. Not La Cienega. Not hell. No. I thought I was on the Brea. I'm doing too much. Cause it's hard. This shit harder to do on my laptop. On my desktop, this shit be zoop, 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 zoop. Here we go. Boom. This is where he be. Simply Wholesome. This is where you can see Nipsey selling his CDs. It was very normal back then to see Nipsey, John Singleton, all right here on the corner selling CDs. So that's where I come from. And Nipsey's hood was down the street from you did have an Overhill 6-0s that was up here, but you know, niggas didn't really take them serious. The real 6-0s where Nipsey was down the hill. But he would be up here doing his thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna always talk about Nipsey, you know, when these things come up. Now let's get into this whole, what's his dude name? Wack 100 and this whole self-snitching thing. Some dude named Loose Cannon, goes on to the white boy Adam 22 show, and instead of Wack 100 doing this interview himself, he takes it to the white boy and splits the money with him instead of doing it with himself and keeping all the money. I don't get it. Anyway, he brings him to the white dude, and then this loose cannon dude starts talking about, hold on, I'm about to play it for you. Fuck all that. I'm about to play it for you. Let me speed it up so I don't get no goddamn 1.5. Yeah, theater mode. This is what he starts talking.
Yeah, but this crazy motherfucker calls me the other day, and I was doing something. You know, you're doing something, you kind of listen to somebody talk about you doing some other shit. Mm-hmm. And this dude did some shit, made me drop some shit. I misplaced a little, I was putting together my remote control car. I done misplaced a piece, I still can't find it. And I told him, and you know me, Adam, if I get some information or some content, I'm going to fire your ass up. Yeah, I said, nephew, this content.
Heard he just said, you know me, Adam. If I get some content, I'm going to fire you up. Come on, bruh. If you're going to talk the bullshit, why are you talking in front of these white people? How does this look to you guys? Does this shit not look like the first 48 to you? Like, this is like Adam 22 looks like a fuckboy. So, is this like not fuckboy first 48? Because that Adam 22 didn't stick up for that other gangster nigga, Crip Mac, when he was in prison, when he was in court. I didn't like that. Even though I don't get into that shit. But anyway, how does this look to you guys? So let's go.
I can't present. You got to present it because you ain't lied to me yet. Because he's behind a lot of shit that you've seen. You just should know it was him. Okay. We're going to take off camera.
What kind of stuff?
Just some shit. He's behind a lot of shit that if you see it on YouTube, you just say, no, it was him. So I know he ain't no bullshitter, but man, listen.
No, so
yeah, you got to elaborate on this shit.
I got to, because at the end of the day, it's like dealing with, like, you know, when you're in hood politics and stuff like that. And, well, let me go back where it first started, right? So I ended up whipping Molly Mall ass, right? Put it on camera and shit. Guy named Big U. It's cool. They used to be brothers, right?
That's talking about Big U and Molly Mall.
No, Big U, Molly Mall, and you.
Yes.
Molly Mall, you're friends with.
Okay, so he's talking about Big U. He's saying that Big U. Well, let's go into it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Right. Yeah, they used to be. They all.
Still my brother.
He put us on the phone together.
Still my brother.
Yeah. Molly Mall is a good dude. He's just a scammer. So, you know,
Molly's not a scammer.
Oh,
Let me speed it up a little more so we get to the.
Scammer, okay.
You and Molly
But
Mall
they
is
cool.
good.
They still
No,
good.
me and Molly
He
Mall
talks
is
the-
good.
He talks the truth.
Molly's not a fucking
Molly,
scammer. You know what? This is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
look,
All the business I've ever did with Molly, he always delivered.
No,
I wanna
have
get
you
to the
ever
point
seen
to where we get
Molly
to.
a song.
He has the producers.
No,
Pooh Bear, nigga.
Pooh Bear is a writer. Pooh Bear is.
Let me get to the
He
part.
provides the beats.
And then-
He dem- So I'm like, so I get the call, right? I'm like,
Hold on.
And you step to him, and he
because
felt.
Molly Mall's supposed to be his brother. When he was short on money, Molly Mall go in his pocket, look out for him. I saw Molly Mall help.
All right, here we
his
go, here we
for the
go,
beats.
here we
So
go.
when I hear some shit like that, because it was a situation on Sunset. Molly Mall's eating.
Let me
You
see
some
here.
guys pull up and they get at Molly Mall, right?
Saying what?
They get at it. Ain't no saying nothing. Action.
Baby, this
I say, wait, that was loose that did you like that?
Mm-hmm.
I said, hold on. So I call Wack, what's up with your homeboys doing me like that?
You somebody else's product. You know what I'm saying? That's what Biggie
Wait.
did. He finessed.
Look, so this is what he
At the
does.
time, I think Molly's light came on.
Yeah, but see, people don't
Listen.
understand. Like Big U, he got his name for dealing with like niggas like me. So it's not like he actually doing work or putting in work himself or whatever. He just do it and then put his name on. Same thing like what Molly Mall do. Molly Mall act like he made this beat and
So what he doing is, he's basically. I'm gonna get to it. For them just to catch you up. What he's doing is, he's exposing a notorious gangster here in L.A. named Big U. Now, I never met him. I've definitely heard stories of Big U. If you're from LA, you've definitely heard stories about Big U. I ain't never met the nigga. He's out there and he's basically snitching on one of the most known gang members in LA history. That's what he's doing. But he's doing it in front of a white dude on the internet. This is so foolish. You can't really explain it. I have to show this shit to you. And if you want to go to, if you want to watch yourself, you can go to No Jumper. I don't care. They're going to get a bunch of views anyway. So if my little small ass viewing go watching them, it ain't going to make a goddamn difference in they paycheck. YouTube pay per 100,000. And I'm not going to send 100,000 motherfuckers over there. So if my couple hundred motherfuckers, when I go click on the video, it's going to amount to pennies. So whatever. But anyway, you seeing somebody, going back to what I was saying, 8 of Hearts, exposure season. People are being exposed on all levels. Yeah, Big U's son do play for the Chargers, yep. But, you know, it's a lot of the stuff that he's saying, things you heard. But the thing that got me is, even though we lames like me will hear rumblings and stumblings, stay business. Stay the fuck out of it. But we starting to see the people who are in the stuff themselves. It's getting so bad in this exposure year. The people who are in the bullshit are just saying, hey, police, come arrest me. It gets worse. Let's keep watching. Give me a second. I changed the color of my lights. I like red light and blue light when I'm high. All right, let's go.
take a picture in front of the studio, but actually he's selling you somebody else's product. You know what I'm saying? That's what Big U do. He finesse niggas. He
But
acting
is
like
that somebody's product? Because if Molly Mall provide the workplace, he provides.
No, I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into this nigga logic. What's the next
You
part?
work here.
so when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But
Here we go.
because he'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? and like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like.
Did this fool just come on YouTube Is this a setup? Is this scripted? Wack, I know you don't fuck with Big U no more, but you didn't hit him on the leg, like, hey, chill, nigga, hey. This dude really gay, talked about crimes. He's thinking he's snitching out Big U. But he's talking about that whole little set of people that's in that world. You got cats that's in that world now who probably since gone straight. And they're going to have to get brought up on some old Rico shit because of this nigga. Professor Black Truth always says, if you want to know what a white person say, you want to know what a black person think, ask them, see what they say in front of a white person. This is wild. That's right, Misha Bell. This shit is wild. Rob said, Wack got to be working off charges. Yeah. I told y'all this 8 of Hearts exposure year is real. It's going to happen on so many levels. This dude just said we go and do a job. And then he said, listen to the crime he said this nigga did. He said he would have the people they just robbed come right back to him. And they would, yeah, Butter Love, why is he saying all that? Why is he saying all that? Let's keep going.
I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm going to get it. You get what I'm saying? And
I'm his right-hand man. So is he saying that he wants to go back to jail too? Is he saying that, hey, send me back to prison? What's going on here, y'all? The fuck is going on?
And then, like, one day...
You know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was going to make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to, when I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So,
the club.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea.
He's about to explain the whole check-in process, how they extort rappers in the check-in process while implicating himself and other people at the same time.
That draw sent you out of.
No, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross, drop off the 50,000, and we're gonna let Meek live on Crib. So Ross dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bills. I needed it for." I'm like, "What?" Like, cause that's some weird shit. And then he stopped answering the phone. I'm trying to pull up on him. Like, bro, you got to come and see me.
This dude just talked about the whole goddamn shakedown of Meek Mill in LA. You know those rappers be spending advance money and they be spending like label money? The labels can possibly, I'm not even going to say it. let's keep going to the part where I want to get to where he's talking about Nipsey.
Going like you just
30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip,
Here it is.
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because they were.
So now he about to go into the murder of Nipsey.
We were doing a TV show like a while back, right? And I'm on a phone. He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin...
He's saying he was on a TV show he said he did a TV show with Big U, and Big U called him to let him know Nipsey had died. And then so he's saying he called Nipsey. At the time, he's saying Nipsey was still alive. That's where we at in this story. All right? Let's go back.
Is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? What you mean? What are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought, "Big, you gave wrong information." 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah, and
you like
okay, talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you just
30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying?
And listen to what he keeps saying. He keeps saying the homie Shitty. I don't know Shitty. I never met Shitty. I know people who do know him, and the people who I do know him don't have anything good to say about him. He earned the name Shitty for a reason, and this dude's calling him the homie. Freudian slip, or just outright telling you what? That whole the homie part is throwing me off.
First he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, nobody.
That's
it's deep. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
Let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had. They had a
so,
fight.
Yeah, that's so. Enough really of him. I've had enough listening to this. I've had enough listening to that. But that's a good one, Q. If you love Nip, how you call him the homie? Shitty. Well, the whole Big U / Nipsey rivalry, you hear rumblings about that kind of shit, but again, that's not my world. I'm not gonna break how I get down because of all these weirdo ass niggas that are talking and shit. I don't really get into they shit, but you will hear rumblings about the relationship between Big U and Nipsey, whatever. But my thing is, wow, this dude went to the internet with it. There were things I heard about Nipsey's death 3 or 4 weeks after when Nipsey died. When Nipsey died, 2019. That was before I got on the YouTube like that. I wasn't really posting YouTube videos regularly like that. I did have a radio show. Salute to T Down and Mike. I had a little local radio show here in Inglewood. T Down and Mike be one of 3 or 4 listeners. Her, Kenneth Berry, and Larry. I used to do that show with Larry. So a lot of y'all be like, you need to do a show with Larry. Man, me and Larry been trying to do shows together. Wasn't nobody fucking with it. But maybe now it's just time. Maybe it wasn't time back then. But when Nipsey died, I did a show dedicated to Nipsey. At this radio show, I was at this little small radio show at a station in Inglewood. And that next week that I did the radio show, I heard a lot of things A lot of rumblings about the whole Big U Nipsey dynamic. You know what I did? I ain't say shit. I talked about this and that and the other. I ain't even bring up that topic. Because that's they world, man. That's they world. And regardless the way I say it, y'all know my quote. Well, I forgot my own goddamn quote because I'm high right now. But it's not always a nigga that pulled the trigger that killed the motherfucker. All right? Most of the time, when you're dealing with these high-profile deaths, Sam Cooke, Nipsey, President Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Bunchy Carter, and I don't want nobody to come in and be like, he put him on the same level. Get that stupid ass non sequitur out of here and listen to the fucking point that I'm making. When dealing with high profile deaths, people who are generally counterculture to what the establishment wants at that time, whatever it serves their agenda, the nigga that pulled the trigger ain't the real killer. Ain't the nigga that killed him. That's what it is. The nigga that pulled the trigger ain't the nigga that killed him. Never is. The dumb niggas would be like, he got killed by somebody in his own hood. That's what's wrong with black people. Abraham Lincoln got killed by somebody from his hood too. In his city. In D.C. at the Ford fucking Theater. Went by the motherfucker last year when I was in D.C. Right down the street from the goddamn White House. Kennedy got killed in his hood. Alexander Hamilton got killed in his hood. Saddam Hussein got killed in his hood. So did Gaddafi. So don't one of you dumb niggas come around later on talking about something, what's wrong with us black people? When the folks that want somebody killed, when it's time for them to get them, they're going to get them probably in their own hood. And they're probably going to get somebody from their hood to do it. Nope. Nobody really believes James Earl Way killed King. But then they'll turn around and be like, well, Malcolm X was killed by somebody from his own hood. That's why, y'all notice how you niggas are dumb that think that way. Let me just say it flat out. Niggas who say that shit, much love to you, but that's a stupid ass thought. Yeah, because Malcolm X did get killed by somebody from the nation, but King didn't. So 50-50, dumb fuck. Sometimes you get killed by somebody in your own, sometimes you don't. Just pay attention to what's going on and stop all this woe is me nigga-isms. There's too many niggas that can't wait to jump in to if one black person fuck up. Oh, there's something wrong with all black people. You niggas is dumb as fuck. I said it. Back to what I'm talking about. Most of the time you're gonna get killed when those people want you, they're probably going to get somebody close to you to do it. Yes. That's why they have a whole agency called the CIA and the FBI. It's called Counterintelligence Agency. It's counterintelligence. And whenever you have a full State Department set up with multiple agencies that we have no clue the name of, if it weren't for Edward Snowden, we would have never known the TSA exists on the level that it exists. These people have exorbitant resources. I must give, look, at the end of the day, I don't like it, but I must salute America. America's alphabet agencies are second to none. They infiltrate and they split. And they do it very good. They're very good at it. Yeah, Central Intelligence Agency. Yeah, I know that. I know it's a Central Intelligence Agency, but they're counterintelligence. They're the Central Intelligence Agency, but they're counterintelligence. The FBI is counterintelligence. TSA is counterintelligence. All of the alphabets are counterintelligence. Every police department has counterintelligence. So when they get paperwork on these people, they can get them to do anything. That's right, Rob. They have 100% success rate at breaking shit up. There's nothing these motherfuckers haven't infiltrated, including the Nation of Islam. They all up in the Freemasons. They all up in the Skull and Bones Society. They got counterintelligence in your church, nigga. They got counterintelligence at your job. They got counterintelligence at your motherfucking at YouTube to make sure certain people get suppressed while others get supported. They got counterintelligence at the movie studio to say, hey, we gonna green like this movie with a whole bunch of sissy scenes and niggas sucking dick, and we gonna block next Friday. We know you niggas been wanting the new Ice Cube Friday movie for 25 years. Fuck that. Take these two men kissing instead. That's what we're dealing with. You damn right, Church of Scientology. All too graphic? But it is. So these things exist. And before one of you dumb niggas say, Dwan, you just making excuses. Nigga, I got a fucking library over here. This is part of my library. My house is a library. You see, I can walk over to my house if any of these dumb niggas come around talking about something. Dwan, you don't know what you're talking about? I'm always within a few feet of a book in my house. Every room in my house got a book. I'm always within a few feet of one of these. Read this book right here. I'm so glad we talking about this. It's called The Burglary, right here. The Discovery of J. Edgar Hoover's Secret FBI. Buy this book. I've read it a few times. By Betty Metzger. These white boys broke in to the FBI and uncovered a lot of their bullshit. Now imagine, this was 1970. 1970. It's over 50 years ago. So whatever's in this book, whatever the fuck they doing now, is times 78,000. Whatever's in this book. Nigga, multiply that shit by 20. So that's what we're dealing with right here. This is the world we're living in. People. This is the world we're living in. So when I see somebody pull the trigger of somebody that was influential, and make no mistake about it, Nipsey was influential in LA. I know some of you niggas from across the country gonna be like, well, I never heard of him and he wasn't that important. A lot of you niggas listen to people like Charleston White say, oh, he was just a gangster, he was just a thug. No, he was more than that. And take this from a square like me who's not a gangster. See, a lot of them niggas that busted out, that spent half their life in prison like Charleston White, and I'm not talking about him in particular, But this is just a psychology I've recognized from a lot of people who live that gangster lifestyle early in their life. When they get out of that at an older age, they're extremely punitive towards people of that similar lifestyle. Very judgmental, very punitive. Like no toleration, no nothing. I'm somewhere in the middle. I understand. I understand why people are drawn to that lifestyle. I understand the political and the social forces that push people to that lifestyle. I understand the humanity in people and the cards that we all play out. We're all playing out our cards. That's also why I read these things. When you're in your Jupiter, when you're in your Venus and the early part of your Mars years, you're wild. Your frontal cortex doesn't get to the line of reasoning till about 25, 26. If you've had a traumatic upbringing, maybe in your 30s, if your upbringing was traumatic enough. So I understand human beings have to go through these evolutions, depending on your card, depending on who you are. If you're a 3 of diamonds person, yeah, you're probably gonna be a motherfucking gangster. 7 of diamonds, yeah. If you're a 2 of hearts, you might be a little more passive with it. Everybody deals with their trauma in different ways. And we're dealing with a government that set up these gang systems for people to go to when the social engineering herded enough people into enough poverty to fight over a limited amount of resources. The only result out of herding 100 people into an environment where resources are only available for 55, a percentage of those people are going to turn into being gangsters. That's not making an excuse. That's science, nigga. And I say that to people out there like D1. I like what that dude D1 has to say about music a lot of times. But when I be listening to them talk about some of that stuff, it's like, brother, you need a little more information under your belt more than Jesus. The church is cool, the Bible is cool, but nigga, brother, man, you need to get some science under your belt too. And you go along a little further in your understanding of what's happening in Black America, all right? And I say that with love to both Charleston White and people like D1. You got to combine social science, social engineering with what we're seeing. So I get it. So a person like Nipsey, in the environment he grew up in, I know the neighborhood he grew up in, right down the goddamn street. Shit. I was living up the hill though. I didn't have to deal with that shit. When I was in the Crenshaw district, I did. My man Aaron Creighton. But me, my man, y'all see my man Aaron Creighton in the chat room. Me, him, and my man Chris, we just be on our bikes. We didn't fuck with them, they didn't fuck with us. Oh shit, I got my loud ass neighbor outside. I don't wanna go out there. I ain't going out that way. My neighbor that smelled like Frankenstein out there. So I'm gonna go back to the front and smoke. If I'm buffering, y'all let me know. I'm about to walk back to the zone, the house that got bad cell phone reception. So if I'm buffering, let me know. I'll come back inside. But where was I at, chat room? Where was I at before I got disturbed by my stinking ass neighbor? I swear to God, that woman stinks. She smells like a bum's pockets. Are we good? We good? Am I buffering? Am I good? Yeah, that bitch smell like a bum's pockets. I don't want to go back there. So where was I at, chat room? I lost my train of thought. My neighbor's, oh man, it's a full moon tonight. God damn, that shit's beautiful. Is that full moon in Gemini? Because I think, is that Gemini or Taurus? That's Gemini. It's a full moon. Oh, Oh, that shit's beautiful tonight. Look at the moon. Look at that shit. Nigga, if you don't step outside and enjoy some motherfucking nature. Okay, yeah. Hell yeah, this full moon is nice. I love this shit. All right, so where was I at, chat room? Where was I at, chat room? I swear to God, I smelled my neighbor when I was out there. That's the most rank smell. I apologize for people listening later, but if you smell what I smell, you would have lost your train of thought too, all right? If you smell what I smell, you'd have lost your train of thought. You'd have lost your memory. If you was pregnant, you probably would have lost a child. Goddamn. It's a bad smell, boy. Shit. Should no woman there. Should no man smell like that. Nigga, should no man that's a dump truck driver smell like that after working 3 hours of overtime 6 days in a row. He shouldn't smell like that. And she probably took a shower this morning. Yeah, we rode our bikes, but I was getting back to talking about Nipsey. And in Nipsey's environment. That's what I was talking about. Nipsey's environment. Nipsey, this is how I was talking about his environment and how his environment, when he was raised over in the 60s, it was a little more concentrated from where me and Aaron was. Me and Aaron lived in the houses, but if I lived over off Rodeo Lane, or if I lived up in the jungles, it'd have been a slightly different. And the jungles was only about a quarter mile from where I lived. If I lived up in the J's, it'd have been a slightly different situation than me. So I'm the kind of person I can understand. I was able to avoid certain things, but I also had my father at home. I had good friends. My mother, I was all in activities. Niggas, we would go swimming down at Dorsey Pool, ride our bikes everywhere. I had a different environment, you know? I had different influences. And then also, I'm a king of clubs. I make my own fucking decisions. But I also know other niggas who had two-parent households who ran straight towards that gangster shit. So, but it's a thing that people go through. And the reason why people go through it is because we live in a social environment that's set up for people to go through that. And I study the social environment, not the people. That's who I am. Not to brag, because I don't like bragging about college, but that's, in my observation, what separates a lot of us who did go to college and major in certain topics. The ability to take a step back. I'm limited. Not all of us college folks, because most of you college niggas is closed the fuck minded, thinking you better than niggas because you went to a degree. I ain't talking about I'm better than the next black man because I got a degree. I ain't talking about you weirdo ass niggas. You niggas in your 60s still goddamn doing college dances and fucking talking about frat this and frat that. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about us humble college goers, those ones who got our degrees and applied it. We could take a step back and really see things. Like, I was really trained. That's one of the beautiful things about college, was the training on how to decode information and decode what I see and write my own analysis of it. That was the biggest thing. More than any one particular thing I learned in college. The ability to decode and decipher the world that I'm seeing, analyze it from the least self-centered point of view, from a non-centered, self-centered point of view, and analyze and weigh both sides of the information and draw my own conclusion. That's what you're trained in every fucking class you take in college. From your math classes to your history classes, to your sociology classes, to your fucking you have to decode, decipher, and repeat it in your own words from your point of view. That's basically the rhythm that college makes you do if you go to college. That's the thing that they're teaching you without explicitly teaching you, while sometimes explicitly teaching you that. Sit back and watch, decipher, decode, and repeat in your own words from your own point of view, not including your own personal bias. Hell yeah, Black McBean. He said learning college economic math is not real math. You damn right. Statistics ain't real math. Shit. Let's talk about, people always say stats don't lie. Shit. The only person who says stats don't lie is a motherfucker who never studied statistics. Or they're purposely lying, or they did study statistics. They know stats lie, but they're telling you stats don't lie because they know you didn't study statistics. That's more likely. When you talk about these white boys on CNN, they say, look, the numbers will tell you. That's their way of deceiving your dumb ass. Anybody that put numbers first is lying to you, okay? That's when they go and talk about all the gang stuff that's going on in LA. Oh, look at the numbers, look at the gangster this. No. Everybody got reasons. Everybody has playing their own cards out. Everybody's going through their own life journey at the pace that they're going through it. The key to life, and from my point of view, everybody listening to me, if you don't take anything I say, if you don't take anything that I say, take this. If you're gonna study people, if you're gonna help people, look at people, and see what's going on, study the life of a person. The thing that makes people great is their progression. It's the journey that makes someone great. From Malcolm Red, from Red to Malcolm X, the journey he took. The journey Martin Luther King took from Boule, Christian conservative Republican, don't rock the boat, to militant, to being coerced and convinced to be nonviolent, because not only coerced, I can't say coerced, because he was convinced because of just the simple fact that black people don't have enough military power to fight back. But Martin also always kept people with them things on him around him, especially when he was in Mississippi. To his more later stance, post-1967, after he met with Elijah Muhammad. Martin's journey. Dick Gregory's journey from drunk comic to revolutionary that fought for us until the day he died. See, what happens is all of us got skeletons, all of us got good and bad. And whenever they're ready to take somebody down, they'll say, well, look at them. They were just that thing. No, that thing is who they were, a segment of their life. Now, if they stayed doing those activities through death, then yes, that's what they were. But if someone started doing nefarious things, robbing people, stealing from people, beating people up, getting their ass whooped, gangster shit, and they grow and evolved to being providers of jobs, people who give back, then you look at the totality of the person. So for you non-LA niggas that'll turn around and be like, well, Nipsey wasn't nobody. He was just a gangster. Fuck out of here. Nipsey had Vector 9 that opened up in the hood, training black people, tech. Let me tell you why that was so dangerous to white society. LA turned Marina Del Rey into Silicon Beach over the last 10 years. If you were here in 2008, Marina Del Rey was a quiet, lazy, quaint, old folks, chilling ass town. I used to love Marina Del Rey. Me and my wife, back when we were dating, we used to just go to Marina Del Rey and just sit and by the water, just chill, walk, talk. When we first started dating, I would just be in her presence, walking through Marina Del Rey, because it was just so cool. Now they done knocked all the older, more cool spots down. It's just tech. It's a whole bunch of weird ass people who ain't from America living over there. And no disrespect to the people who ain't from America, but y'all crowding a fucking what used to be spread out, chill, vibey area. Nipsey was training black children in South Central LA for the jobs that are here in LA. They don't want black people getting those fucking jobs. They trying to kick us out that fucking area. You think they want 500 black children every year learning for real tech jobs when they're bringing all these tech jobs in LA and they need this area that these black people live in? They need these niggas to move. They don't want us here in LA. They trying to get us the fuck out of here. You mean tell me this man's over here providing jobs that's gonna keep these niggas here in LA? Fuck you. Somebody, look, who's this asshole said he shouldn't have been down there in the first place? Nipsey shouldn't have been in his own business? The fuck are you talking about? I told you I was going to be some idiot coming here talking about something. Well, somebody did it himself. His own people did it. Abraham Lincoln's own people killed him too. That's how it always happens, dummy. Back to what we talking about. John F. Kennedy was killed by his own people too. All right? So, you're right, Reagan's own people shot him. Hell, the Kennedys had two Robert Kennedy, because Robert Kennedy was going to be president. He was going to beat Nixon's ass. Hell, Robert Kennedy's own people killed him. You want to keep going down the line? Nixon's people snitched on him in Watergate. Can we stop these stupid ass arguments and listen to the whole fucking point of what we're talking about? Please, people, focus. Don't come here trying to get attention with these stupid ass cliche points. Pay attention, niggas. And don't try to divert attention to your ass because you think you saying something smart. We covered that at the beginning of this fucking show. People get, when people get off that are influential, they usually gonna get off by their own people, by the control of the outer people, the people who control the society. Go back to the show I did 2 years ago. Star, if you in here still quiet, my mods, if y'all can do that breakdown report when I broke down on Nipsey's death and how it was more than what we see. My homeboy Moses was painting the fucking U.S. Bank building right across the fucking street. And he told me the day Nipsey died, he was painting the fucking mural that you can see right now on the corner of Slauson and Crenshaw, and he heard the gunshots. My boy told me, he was like, man, it's been police across at that Marathon store standing across the street for the last 6 months. And the one day the niggas wasn't standing over there was the day he got shot. Where's the video of that white dude? Lest we forget. Did YouTube scrub it? The video of that white dude that said something to Shitty Cuz before he shot Nipsey. These people don't even work clean. They be sloppy. These people be oftentimes fairly sloppy. But they know a lot of you dumb niggas ain't gonna think for your fucking self, and you'll believe what they say, or not. Worse yet, they'll believe what you say, or even worse yet, not only believe what you say, they'll just totally ignore what they see with their own lying eyes. All these things going on at the same time. And on top of that, I said this shit before Nipsey died. Larry will tell you. One of these days when me and Larry do a show together, Larry will tell you. I told Nipsey died in March 2019. January 2019, January 2019, Nipsey, I've been playing phone tag with David Lucas all goddamn day. I've been playing phone tag with David Lucas all day. He calling me now. Shit. That's my man. Shouts out to David Lucas. That motherfucker making bread right now. Joe Rogan put him on. I was talking to him about that last night. Like, yo, man, fuck these niggas. Joe Rogan put you on. I get it. You gotta... Sometimes, like, DwannBrown's a loudmouth. Everybody ain't got to be a loudmouth. If you're a black person in position, as long as you ain't selling niggas out and selling us under the bus, make your bread. If a white boy would put some money in your pocket, salute to my man David Lucas. I be hearing that nigga on stage. He be funny as fuck, not selling us out. And he knew when to be quiet when Joe Rogan was on the hot seat, and I don't blame him. I stand with my man David Lucas and all you corny ass niggas that was calling him a sellout. A sellout is being a black comic talking about niggas having bad credit every fucking joke in front of... That's the sellout, nigga. But back to what we talking about. So, you say you saw Dave last week? Yeah. Last night in the joke circle, me, Dave, Boo Capone, and Corey. It was funny last night. But back to what I was saying. Blackman Maine, shut up. That was you stupid. But Nipsey, Larry will tell you. When I get Larry back on here, he'll tell you. January, Nipsey bought that shopping center. LA's in gentrification right now. And it was a heavy gentrification in 2019. 2012, it was just kind of starting. I kind of saw it starting 2012, 2013. For the Crenshaw district. It had been happening downtown and other areas. I'm talking about Crenshaw district gentrification, to be more specific, okay? I'm speaking on specifically gentrification in the Crenshaw district. That really started to take root 2012. And so, but 2019 is in full effect. Kaiser bought part of that Santa Barbara Plaza. The guy Harvey Levin that owned TMZ, I heard he owned a whole bunch of the building in the jungles. USC bought a lot of those buildings in the jungles. You see these chess moves. This dude, what's his name? If you're from LA, what's the light-skinned nigga name who owned the LA Sentinel? I'm drawing a blank. Danny Bakewell. No, Bakewell Media. Danny Bakewell. This is a light-skinned Creole-looking nigga named Danny Bakewell. He puts on the Taste of Soul. He owns a lot of businesses on the Crenshaw district and a lot of buildings. And that the Bakewell group, they owned that shopping center on Crenshaw and Slauson, right across the street from where Nipsey bought his shit. And in 2019, just before Nipsey bought that, 2018, somewhere around there, I read something in the LA Times where the Bakewell group, sold that shopping center for like $30 million. No, like $26 million. And it was like, hold on. Why would you sell that shopping center now and that train line is getting installed? The train line just opened up like last year. The train is open now. But they were still running track. At the time in 2018, they were running track Crenshaw 43rd. That's in the hood that don't get along with Nipsey. That's the 40s hood. That's Lamert Park. That's that area. They were running, the train was underground. It hadn't quite gotten to Slauson yet. But it was coming, you knew it was coming through Slauson. It was like, why would the Bakewell group sell this thing now, knowing this train is coming through, and in 10 years, this shit's gonna be worth 10 times whatever it's worth right now. And my only thinking was, maybe he got an offer he couldn't refuse. Press the number 1 if you follow what I'm saying. This is the environment going on in the Crenshaw district. 2018-ish, 17. I did a show with my man Mike Robertson Boulevard. We still show on YouTube. We'd only get like 20 views, but salute to the 20 people who used to watch us. We had the owner of Winston Funeral Home come down and tell us how that they were pushing them out and making it hard when they were building that line through, and how the Winston Funeral Home needed to stay open to get through this. Need to get through this so they can stay open. And a lot of shit that was going on. Why would Denny Bakewell sell? So when I saw Nipsey buy that shopping center, I told Larry, I was like, yo, whew. I know how my city of LA operates when niggas get too powerful here. It's like, I be hearing all these old weird ass niggas online talking about something, where's the black business class in LA? Incognito, nigga, that's where the fuck we are. That's where the fuck they are. Not being seen. Hush, hush. Shh. They exist. They're very quiet because when they make big moves, especially when it comes to the real estate out here in LA, cats always end up dead. Ask the owner of M&M's. Ask the owner of, well, that was sound more like family shit, M&M's. But ask the owner of Stars, the strip club owner who owns 3 strip clubs here in LA. Ask them what happens when niggas in LA get too big for their britches with the real estate game out here. I know the rhythm of how my fucking city operates. So Nipsey making that move at that time made me concerned for his life, January 2019. I got real life human beings that have vouched for what I said then, when he was still living. So when I look at the environment of all that happened around his murder, that draws me to the conclusion that the nigga that pulled the trigger wasn't the nigga that really got Nipsey killed. Whoever pulled the trigger is inconsequential. You can find a shitty cuz a dime a dozen. Them niggas are easy to find. When you created it in socially engineer an environment of poverty. Shitty cuz, from what I heard, really do got mental health issues. Like, the nigga really is crazy. He probably should have been committed and been in an insane asylum. But Ronald Reagan took that money out of our taxes and put that money into wealthy people's pockets. So our insane are walking the streets. Do you understand what I'm saying? This isn't making an excuse for you dumb niggas out there. Insane people really do exist. And up until 1980, there was a place for insane people to go. There wasn't prison. You socially engineer an environment of poverty where 100 people are competing for resources for 55. Some people are gonna go crazy and do some crazy shit. And in that kind of environment, it makes a nigga that you can buy off to do something nefarious a dime a dozen. The same way you do with them white boys. Because them white boys deal in poverty too. And this is probably my last point before I get up out of here. Them white boys deal in poverty too. Mexicans, Asians, A lot of these po Asians out here. Why do you think so many massage parlors? You think them women, all them Asian women, they got working in massage parlors, got money in their pocket? Them bitches is poor. Every group has a poor class that here in America can easily be manipulated, including the small hat. There have been times where those people have been, look at what's going on right now. And sometimes it might not even be a poor class. Sometimes it's just a motivated class that don't like what the fuck is going on, and they'll do whatever it takes to change it. Look at what's going on in New York right now with those tunnels in them Jewish schools. Y'all see what's going on with that? And that society has an extremely poor class too. But you got people that can be used through money in all classes of societies. So while we conclude this talking about all these gangsters talking and snitching on each other, understand this. That has to happen. These people have to sort of do us all a favor and how can I say this proverbially? Kill yourself. You've been killing our community. We non-violent. We ain't gonna come back with no violence towards you. But as you see in this fucking interview, nigga, you niggas is killing yourself. Y'all killing yourselves. Now not with a gun, but for attention and through attention. For a fucking interview. The trash takes itself out. That's how I look at things. Or interact with other trash and all get garbled up together whenever the garbage man comes. It's an 8 of hearts here. Shit's being revealed on a big level. Also, I must say, my cardiology readings is no longer Mondays. You can get a $50 reading any day. Starting in February, I'm running a sale for couples readings in February, Valentine's month, for the month of February. If you with somebody, I'm doing 3 relationship counseling packages for the month of February. Package of 3. So if you got some relationship stuff going on that you need to get worked through with whoever you with, I got a special going on for the month of February. All right. My mini readings are now every day. All right. Not just Mondays. So you can book a mini reading every day of the week. But on top of that, y'all, it's 8 of hearts, man. The cards ain't lied yet. Things are being revealed. People revealed on their motherfucking selves. Like, so you dig what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Reno. So yeah, Lori, I appreciate y'all. Aaron, I'm about to get up out of here. All right? Thank y'all for listening. And yeah, the Patreon's getting more active again. If you want to listen to my rant and me talk a lot of shit, it's up on Patreon. Salute to everybody who did It wasn't nobody in Incense and Ashtrays this past Friday. But it was people listening along with me on Twitter, in Twitter Spaces, and on Instagram. So salute to y'all that joined me. And that particular Incense and Ashtrays is now up on the Patreon. The salute and dedication to George Clinton. That's up on the Patreon if you missed it. And yeah, I want y'all to remember this. I appreciate y'all. And y'all follow yourself, follow your heart. The age of celebrity is over with. That shit's done. This is the age of lead yourself. You know, I'm an influencer. You know, influencers will be around. Influencers are here to stay. Celebrities are done. Only people with substance are here moving forward. It's about the substance. You got to have substance in whatever you do. And you got to be where the fuck you is, who you say you are. The influence celebrities that time is over with. We're in the Aquarian age right now, folks. So you people out there trying to clout chase and become celebrities off telling old fairy tales and stories, the universe ain't got time for that right now. Just do you, nigga. Stop all that extra shit. Let's say that for 2024. No extra shit. No bullshit. All right? I'll holler at y'all. Because there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. DwannB.com, nigga.